Alright, we'll go ahead and get rocking and rolling. Welcome to the call this morning. Hope everybody is off to a tremendous start here in cycle 3. I'm excited to be here today. Hope you guys are equally excited. The X Factor promotion is still rolling on. Man, what can I say? Hopefully everybody is still jacked up. Hopefully everybody is still super excited. Hopefully everybody is still preaching the gospel of the X Factor. That's all I'm talking about right now. It's exciting for me because I've had such a tremendous experience with the products that I often find myself talking a lot about the products, but the X Factor promotion allows me, or forces me, if I'm smart, it forces me to stay in opportunity mode. Stay in opportunity mode. We have one of the most, or the most incredible products in the industry, so it's easy to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on about the product. I've been guilty of it. I'm still guilty of it from time to time today, but we have to understand that extreme financial freedom comes with making sure you let individuals know about the opportunity that we have here in Z. So I got a super special guest that's going to join me on the line this morning. We're trying to get him patched in. We were having some issues with the line. I was having some as well. So I am on, Coach. Hey, man. Hopefully how are you feeling, Coach? I was just about to bring you out. Man, I'm excited. I appreciate you being here. Guys, before we get started, I want to introduce a gentleman that I'm super excited to have on the line with me today. This gentleman I can't say enough about, but he and I became friends a little over a year ago. He's the best Canadian I know inside the season international, but a tremendous amount of respect for him. He is a workhorse in our industry when it comes to the industry of Zeke International. But that's my good friend and business partner, Mr. Sean Danaher, out of Calgary, Quebec, Canada. So, Mr. Danaher, I'm glad you're here. I'm excited that you're here. I appreciate you joining me on the call this morning. I know the team will get a lot out of this call because of your knowledge and experience in this industry. I actually have my pen and pad ready as well, so I know I'll get a chance to take some incredible notes. Today, we'll just kind of throw some things back and forth. But before we even get started, Mr. Danaher, I want to give you the floor really quick. If you want to share your background, just anything you want to share, it's open mic. The floor is yours, and then we'll get going as soon as you get done. So welcome to the call, sir. Good morning, and the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Coach, and thank you for that amazing, introduction. But at the end of the day, for real, it's a team effort, and it's because I have a good team of people working with a good corporate company, and we have a system that Phil Jacobson taught me. Because I didn't want to fail at this, and I said, how does this work? And you're gonna have to excuse me. We're just kind of on the move. Things. I just finished a meeting this morning at 7:30 in the morning, and so I'm just getting out of the car right now and getting into another truck, and things are moving fast. But so I apologize for that. Now, what basically happened, Coach, was I was on the oil rigs for 12 years, living in a 19-foot trailer, and I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. And Phil Jacobson had 24 years experience. Those of you who are in Utah will get to meet him in October, and I would suggest that everybody be there. Now, what basically happened was I said, how does this work? And he said, well, you have to eliminate time, and you have to eliminate sales. Because people don't like sales, and people don't have time. And the people that we want have credibility, and the people who have credibility have no time. Because they're movers and shakers, and they're getting the job done. So if they're getting the job done, then they're busy. So it's kind of a catch-22 on every angle, Coach. And so I said, well, how's this going to work? If you need a big customer base, and 95% of people don't like sales, how is this supposed to work? And he said, John, he says, it's pretty simple. You want to do what David Moses talks about all the time and speak to their listening. And you want to say, hey, look, you know what? I think I've got something that might help you with X, Y, Z. I was on the boat the other day. Everywhere you go, okay, gentlemen. You have National Institute of Health and all these different Discovery Channel and all these different credible sources that are basically saying, World Vision, National Geographic, that this plant reverses 350 diseases. Now everybody's sick and everybody's tired and everybody has no energy, so that means you have a business in your hands. I get on the boat the other day, and there's a lady with a big, huge bruise on her arm. Now, we're not claiming to cure, medicate, heal, prescribe, and we have to be careful of what we say and how we say it. But if you give the body what it needs, so what you need to do is understand exactly what you have in your hands so that your level of belief goes up, and then use the tools. So I look at this lady and I say, wow, bad bruise. How you doing? And she says, yeah, I got hit by a baseball. Softball. Big bruise on her arm. So I said, I might have, so I'm going to speak to her listening. Understand that it's what's in it for them. People, I often refer to my own mother. If there's nothing in it for her, I don't care if she gave birth to me. I don't care how much she loves me. There's only so far she's going to support me, right? She might sign up with a builder too and support me and son. But if there's nothing in it for her at the end of the line, she's not going to work the business. And if there's sales involved, she's not going to work the business. But if I can eliminate the time factor, the sales, and I can show her something that's in it for her, she's going to want to have more interest. You have to pique people's interest, and you have to show them what's in it for them. So this lady's on the boat with a big bruise, and I look at her and I say, I have something that just might help you with that. And she says, really? What's that? And I said, I will give you a website. And she says, well, what is it? And I said, well, I'll give you a website. I come back to the question, and I say, well, I'll give you a website, and you can even make money with it if you want. I don't like sales. I said, well, I didn't ask if you like sales. I said, I have something. I bring it back to what it was, speaking to her interest, speaking to what is important to her, not about me. You sign up into this industry, it is no longer about you. Your financial deal will get taken care of if you take care of others, if you help the many. As Ken says, and as Jim Rohn says, and as Phil Jacobson says, and David Moses, find a way to help the many, and your problems will be solved. So, it's Builder 2's coach. I don't want to take up the floor too long, but it's Builder 2's, it's system, and it's, I have something that will help you with XYZ. What is it? Back to the question. Do you want to make money? You can have something that will help you with that bruise potentially, and I'll show you a website if you're interested, and you can look at the science behind everything, and you can look at it, and then we can chat tonight. Does that sound good? You bet. Sounds good. And then we talk, and we say, well, we got to know what time we're getting married, though. So, if I'm going to get married, well, I got to know what day and time and month, and so does the girl. And then so does the guest. Well, it's the same thing in our industry. If nobody knows who's getting married to who when, well, then how is anybody supposed to get together? Nobody knows where to meet and where and when. So you got to know the moderator line, you got to know the PIN number, you got to know the conference line, you got to know your tools, you've got to know what's going on, and you've got to let your partner, your business partner, coach, you're going to let you're going to let your upline know when you're getting married. I'm getting married to Jim Bob Bow at 7 o'clock tonight. They're looking at the sites. They got a bruise on their arm, and I think that the Zege oil is going to maybe do something for that. We're hoping. And next thing you know, 2 days later, the bruise is gone because the moringa has, different powers than anything we know on Earth. But people aren't going to buy that if you're talking to them. They're not going to, because if you're talking, it's selling. So you need to give them a website. You need to make it duplicatable. You need to tie into the system. And I want to congratulate everybody. There's people on this call right now that are from British Columbia and the Pacific Zone time, which makes it about 6 in the morning. And I want to congratulate everybody for that. That's true dedication. And that's another thing, Coach, that we could go on about. You need to show me the proof, right? I'll call back to you, Coach, and maybe if there's anything else that you want me to talk, I mean, I could go on. I just finished an hour training here with a young 19-year-old student. My son is 19 years old, following the system, made $800 last week, but more than that, Coach, he is teaching people how to make money, and that's why he's making money. He's teaching them the system. He's duplicating what it's taught him, and he's understanding that there are no exceptions. My father just texted me, God bless his soul, I love to death, and he's working his heart out, but he's working too hard. He texted me from Cornwall and said, I'm in Cornwall selling the Zija story. Now I can read between the lines, and hopefully he's not talking too much, but what that tells me is that he's going around, talking to everyone about how wonderful everything is, and that is not the system. And so until people understand that it's not about selling, it's not about talking, it's just about saying, I have something that will help you at this level, potentially. You can look at the science and decide for yourself if you want to try the product or not. And then they look at it, and then we know what time we're getting married, and we say, hey, Coach, we're getting married at 7 o'clock tonight. We got Jim Bob Joe that's looking at the site. She has a bruise on her arm, and we're doing the system. That's Jim Bob Joe. Once they get going, Coach is going to explain, Coach Epps is going to explain why a builder too. It's not your job to explain anything. You're like the spark plug. You're just like a spark plug. You're a spark plug in the spark. Your prospect is the spark plug, and you're the spark. And Coach is the wire to the motor. Okay? And your upline is your wire to the motor. Okay? Your job is to connect the spark plug to the motor. Alright? And so you want to do that by eliminating sales, eliminating meetings, eliminating time, and making it system-based internationally. Meetings are good because people get to meet each other. They're not, don't get me wrong. But you want to go international, you have to use the system in three-way calls. Call it back to you, Coach.
Wow, man, I really didn't want to stop you. I was hoping you'd go on for the next 10 or 15 minutes with some incredible stuff. I wrote down. I'm here taking notes. Already writing on the back of paper in my hand and all kind of stuff. You said some things that were big. You said speak to their listening, which is huge. That's something I never heard. I never heard it put that way. But that's incredible because you're right. It's not about us. So many times, especially with this product and this company and this opportunity, it's so easy just to go on and on and on and on about what's happened for us, what's happened for us, what's happened for us. I don't think we spend enough time becoming incredible listeners. So that was powerful. I'm not even going to recap some of the things you said because I want to get on to some good stuff real quick. Because I want to touch. You said some things. I wish we had about 2 hours. Let's talk X Factor really quick, and then I want to talk. You said something about why a builder too, and I want you to share that because that's super important. We're triple diamond, black diamond, on the way crown diamond, and I know that's super important as well. Give me about 2 minutes on just you and I had a long talk a couple of days ago, last week actually, about the X Factor promotion. You were super excited about it. Just give me your take right now on where we are and maybe some things that we have to make sure we're doing to really capitalize and maximize from the promotion that's going on right now.
You bet you, Coach. And again, I love working with you. It's I've never played basketball and baseball and stuff and there's lots of sports I didn't do, but man, I think you're awesome, and I think I'd have fun playing any sport with you.
I'll make sure
you're a great guy. Yeah. Hey, Coach. So basically, where are we? Well, when I started with the company, I know you're like the master hero here because you've been here for 6 years. You started the company with a Zija can. So if you're new on the line this morning and you're thinking, man, this is rough, well, I'll tell you what, you're talking to a superhero here. His name's Coach Epps, along with a couple other leaders, and you'll get to meet them in Utah. But I'll tell you what, these guys started with a Zija can. All right, there wasn't much to the base of the base was there, but that was some hard lugging. You and David and different people, Pat Anderson, different people. That was some hard lugging. So I want to take my hats off to you. But when I came to the company, we had Smart Mix, we had NM Care, we had different stuff. The company wasn't. It was just just about to get going. And when you think of it, for those of you that don't know it, is the first years of sales. When we say stuck in the mud, we're talking 10 million, 10 million, 10 million. I came to the company with Bill Jacobson at 50 million, and then from there, in 2 years, we jumped. The sales went up. The company did different things and promotions and different stuff. Also, I mean, Phil Jacobson came in and taught a lot of people a lot of different stuff that made it simplify. And I know a lot of people went and made a lot of money and got a lot of product out into the world fast because of Phil's system. Now we're at 50 million. Now we're at 150 million 2 years later. That's $100,000 jump in 2 years. Now we're going to 300 million by Christmas. I mean, even if we only make it to 250, let's be conservative here. That's still a huge jump in 8 months when you consider the first 3 years with 10 million, 10 million, 10 million, right? So it's exponential growth. And if you have a pen and paper in your hands, I'd like to show you that just quickly. And I mean, these training calls, right? That's what they're all for. Hang on 1 second. So write this down. Numbers one underneath the next, and I would suggest on a three-way call that an upline would want to show this to someone because we think in pictures and colors. And so if I'm sitting as a prospect listening on a three-way call to Coach Epps and he's explaining something, I want something I can touch, see, smell, feel, look at, pictures, colors, right? I'm going to write this down, and pen to paper makes it go to the subconscious brain. So you're going to write this down. 2, numbers one underneath the next. 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64. And right beside that whole column, you're going to write down these numbers. This is what David Moses and Phil taught me when I first got started with the company. This was my goal, my objective, and I attained it. Because it works. The system works. No talking, no selling. Three-way calls. International, okay? 5, 25, 125, 625, all underneath, one underneath the next. 525, 125, 625, 3,125. That's 4 or 5 months. Okay? 5, 25, 125, that's 5 months. You have 625 people. And then on the left side, you've got 64 people. It's still good. If you're part-time, that's still good, but your 64 is going to quickly become, helping those people using the system online, is quickly going to become 124 people. So you're basically exponential growth. Well, now times that by 120,000 distributors and customers. What do you think is going to happen to this company? And then you throw on top of there a builder 2 with 1,000 points. Well, people start. I mean, if you don't know the pay plan, I suggest you go on the online library and be as Phil always taught us, be an independent distributor. Right? You're in business for yourself, not by yourself, but for yourself. Go into the back office, online library, marketing tab, get to know your back office, look at the pay plan, and the pay plan structure indicates that the way pin ranks are done is by increments of 500 points. Builder 500, builder 1,000, bronze 1,500 points. Silver, gold, 2,500 points, 4,000 points. Now, if you're signing up customers and talking and selling and nobody wants to do that, there's no duplication and no team, well, what's going to happen to your group? It's going to fall apart. Nobody wants to sell. 95% of people don't like to sell. So, you don't have a system, you don't have a team, and your team does not have someone that they can turn to and say, hey, look, we got a team to work with. So, what's going to happen is you're going to sell and you're going to talk and you're going to sell and talk, and then you're going to find some good salespeople that are going to sell and talk because we know the product works. So that's not a question. The question is the system. The question is customers at 100 or 200 points versus 1,000 points on builder 2s. So if you're call that shows the value of the builder too, then the person will sign up at $1,500 when they hear all the stories from the knowledgeable upline and they hear the value of a builder too. That's why we're getting builder twos. And if you're not, that's why you're not. Okay? It's not because Sean Special or Heather Miller or Mike Green or Daryl Arnold or Diane Marcy or Coach Epps or Pat Anderson. It's not because we're special. It's because we're using a system that eliminates time and eliminates sales and shows the value of the builder too, which creates 1,000 points at a time and then starts to duplicate. Well, what did you do? Well, people are like sheep. They do what others do. Well, what do you do? Well, I signed up with a builder too and I got all my money back within a month. Oh, well, I'll do that too then. Wow. And with the X Factor, that's why my son right now, where we're working with one of the top ladies, thanks to my son that I used to ride bowls with, he, referred one lady who's in charge of all the hospitals in Ontario. And so she's a very smart lady. And she was going to go product-based. And I got someone on the phone who is a very dear friend of mine. And when she started, we didn't know, does this system work? Well, I wasn't going to take any chances. And this dear friend of mine, did like a lot of people do. And it doesn't make a person a worse person. But this dear friend of mine went out and talked to a lot of people and said, I'm not going to do three-way calls. And then found out a year later that, hey, the system does work and I should have done that and I could have been here, but you know what? Like Coach Epps says all the time, you can press the restart button in this business any day and go back and say, you know what? I made a mistake. I didn't know what I was doing when I started, and I want to introduce you to somebody that knows what they're doing. And you got to pick up broken glass and it's no fun, but you can do it. So the X Factor, this lady took off and signed up 4 builder twos in 1 week and made about $4,000 or $5,000. Now that's a story that's going to be talked about, and that's going to duplicate builder twos, and that's going to duplicate system, and that's going to duplicate everything that's making money. And if you're making money, I want to finish up with this, Coach. Pass it back to you. If you're making money in this, and then it's because people are making money, and it's because you're getting builder twos out, and the product's getting out to the world. So if someone says to me, I want to help the world with the product, good, builder twos. I want to make money, good, builder twos. It doesn't matter if you want to help people with money or if you want to help them with product. You got to get the product out into the world for the company to grow, for you to grow, for your people to grow, and to create momentum. And the X Factor is going to bring this company to the top. There's no doubt about it. There's too many people making very good money at all ages. Calls back to you, Coach.
Wow, good stuff, man. I hate we're at the bottom of the hour. We're gonna go over a couple of minutes here. Just and as we wrap up, I know you mentioned it, but just kind of go a little bit into your philosophy on the builder too. I know you talked about people seeing the importance of it, but let's say you and I were sitting down, and let's try to do this. I know it's gonna be tough, but let's try to do this in the next 3-4 minutes. You and I sitting down, or you're sitting down with a prospect. Can you quickly go through? And obviously you use third party, so let's say you're the expert, because I want to be systematic here. Let's say you're the expert. I put you on the line with my prospect, and you're about to explain the importance and the value, show the value in a builder to have at it.
Basically, I would, so we've got Andrew on the line, and we've got Coach Epps, and Coach Epps has just introduced Andrew. Was a prison guard, and he is, a little skeptical of the industry, and so, but he wants to make money, and he owns apartment buildings. I'm going to say to Andrew, this is the deal. Coach Epps, thanks for getting me on the line, and Coach is going to introduce the person. It's relationship marketing, so it's important that Andrew knows why I'm on the line, and it's important that he knows who I am. So I'm going to make sure that Coach is coached on knowing to introduce his upline as Coach Epps. We all know that so well, and that's important. It's crucial. So Coach is going to introduce his upline properly. That's very important because that installs the credibility that that person needs to know that they're talking to an expert. So, I'll let Sean give his background. Coach will say, I'll let Sean give his background. Basically, it does the introduction like Coach did at the beginning of the call. And that puts the credibility in that this person knows that they're talking to someone that knows what they're talking about. That's what the credibility call is for. And following that, Coach, my job is to paint the vision of the company and what's going on with the product and what's going on with people. I'm going to say, Andrew, look, you already understand to leverage your time. You've got apartment buildings and you are a prison guard. So you've got a job. You know that doesn't work, but you like what you do. So that's cool. But you also like to make money, and you already understand the concept of apartment buildings and multiplying your results, correct? Correct. Okay, builder 2, and then I'm going to explain the builder 2, and I'm going to explain the value and how it's 15% versus, and I'm going to do the 2, 4, 6, the 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and I'm going to explain to him that he has a lot of people that he knows. Do you know anybody that's overweight? Do you know anybody, Andrew, that wants more energy, wants more time freedom, wants more money, has dreams, has goals that they haven't accomplished? Do you have anybody that has one of the three diseases that these big institutions say that Moringa helps with? Yeah, I know quite a few people on a lot of bills, a lot of people that are broke. Okay, would that include like everyone you know somewhere along the line? Yep. Okay, so you know about 20, 30 people that would benefit from Moringa? Okay, well that's why you want a builder 2, Andrew, because the company is going to give you 15% for introducing people. Now the way you're going to introduce them, Andrew, is the product speaks louder than anything. Gets into your bloodstream in 20 minutes. And now how did I know that? Well, I plugged in all the calls, right? So you got to plug in the calls and get to know everything, and then you'll become better at explaining the story and the benefits, and so you become a more powerful upline, and so then you become a more powerful business partner to yourself and to your partners. So I'm going to explain the values of how the product's going to get into their bloodstream in 20 minutes. They're going to feel results within a week or two. So Andrew, you're gonna have 30 little packages, 40 little packages that you can get your money back, right? So you're gonna spend $1,500. You're gonna get $2,000 worth of product. You're gonna get that out to 30, 40 people after they've looked at the website and you've spoke to their listening. And can you do what Coach Epps did? Well, what did he do? Well, he spoke to your listening. He said, hey, I got something for you maybe that'll help X, Y, Z or make money. And, they looked at it, we got married, and we got on the phone with Coach Epps tonight, or with Sean, so we're getting married now. We're explaining things. And so, Andrew, so what did Coach Epps really do? He spoke to your listening, gave you a website, put you on the phone with me. Can you do that? Andrew says, yeah, I can do that. Okay, well, then you can make money with this company then. And you don't have to be the expert because I'm the expert. So you can do what Andrew's doing. Nothing. And the company is going to pay Andrew because he referred you. Or Coach Epps, sorry. I'm getting backwards there. But can you do what Coach did? And so that's how you eliminate the time and sales. You go international, and I hope that helps. And then just paint the value. As an upline support, your job is to paint the vision of the company, where the company is going, why the product works, how it works, what your background story is, and that's it.
So, thank you. Well, man, I appreciate it again. I wish we had more time. It's already 35 minutes after the hour, but I know I took some incredible notes. I know everybody that plugged in this morning is super excited about the things they heard. We'll definitely have to do this again real soon. But I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule, as you always are. But as a helpful teammate, you always make time. So, with that, guys, I appreciate everybody plugging in. I would do with David Moses and say give Sean a thanks by triple star 6. But we won't do it this morning. But Sean, I appreciate you again, man. I love you like a brother. I look forward to seeing you in Utah. And I appreciate everything you've done for me. Not just today, but since you've been involved in Zeke and everything you've done for the team. And getting a chance to hear from you today. So with that, guys, I appreciate you guys plugging in. Let's make sure everybody gets plugged into what's going on. Stay excited about the promotion. But more importantly, build your business using communication. With that, everybody go out and have an incredible day. We'll see you over the top. Thanks again, Sean.
Thank you, Coach. Sean, Richard, Thank you.